Oh, alright. This video here will be a video response to my friend Now Exists. I don't know your real name, but you posted a video response to that video I made yesterday talking about continuing the language, being, motivation for continuing the language, whatever language you're learning. First of all, I would like to say thanks for viewing my videos, coming to my channel, whatnot. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, so the first question, your first question was, what if you don't have money for buying resources? What do you do when you don't have much money for buying resources? That's a good question. As you know, the internet is very powerful. You can pretty much find anything on the internet. I will advise you to join a language. First of all, join a language forum. Okay, and the reason why I say join the language forum is because you can interact with other language learners, and more than likely they have like a lot of advice on how to find certain resources depending on what language you're learning. So you want to be able to interact with those type of people, those people who are into language like yourself. They can point you in a direction, say, okay, you can go here and get this resource, get that resource. They may even have resources they can send you, like PDF files, audio. You'll be surprised, all for free. Because that happened with me. Like I think it was Unilong site, Unilong How to Learn Any Language site. There were a lot of recommendations. People sent me some links. I was like, wow. I would have never known about those sites if it weren't for me being involved in that community. So definitely you want to sign up at a language forum. Another thing you could do is just randomly search. Let's say you're learning Russian. Type in Russian. Type in Russian resources or Russian online resources, and you may be able to find some random stuff. Like you can find, sometimes you can find like PDFs. You can find like a site where they give you phrases, and you can, with the audio, they have the audio there as well. So you have the audio, you have the phrases written in Russian and then translated to English, and those are very useful. The phrases are very, very good because you're not really learning grammar, you're just memorizing things, and that's a good thing. So those two things you can do. Now I don't know if you've heard of this site before, but it's Uzi Translation. I'll post a link. But that site is excellent. It's crazy like how much they have, a plethora of resources on that site. You have to check that site out. They have a lot of things for you there. Any language pretty much. They even have resources for learning hieroglyphics. I almost lost my mind when I saw that. So Uzi Translation is a very good site to go to for downloading resources. Okay, they have audio, they have PDFs, all that good stuff. I'm not a huge fan of PDFs, but if I didn't have a choice, I would use it. I would use the PDF file. I would prefer the books. So yeah, that's what you should do when it comes to finding resources when you don't have much money to buy them. So your second question was what? Let's see. You asked me, how do I go about learning languages, like particular languages where you can't find resources, like rare languages like Hmong, language like Hmong, Wolof, those type of languages. That's another good question. Like I'm going to use Hmong for example here because Hmong is probably the language that I had the most problems with as far as finding resources for. Hmong and Wolof, but this one here, it was pretty bad. Now, when I first started learning Hmong, I did so much research, and I tried to search for like formal courses and whatnot. I couldn't find any, and I came across first of all, I had a dictionary. It was like you install it on your computer, and then you can type in words and whatnot. I had that, and then I ordered this one book. It was like a course. It came with audio. You install it on your computer, and they give you all the sounds for Hmong. That was pretty useful. I did that and went through the sounds and whatnot. I couldn't put things together like, constructions and whatnot, but I was able to practice the sounds, but it wasn't enough for me to learn Hmong. So I did some more research, and I ended up finding a site which got shut down, by the way. I'm quite upset about that. And on that site, they had man, they had a lot of stuff. They had like a lot of audio. They had text. You can listen to the audio, and then they had the text along with it. So I listened to a lot of audio from that website, and that site helped me out tremendously for Hmong. I just I can't stress how much that site was helpful for me, and I was very upset when I found out they shut it down. It's still shut down. So I used the website, pretty much website, and I found chat rooms so I can interact with native speakers. And then that's when someone told me about Pal Talk. I downloaded that. They told me that there were a lot of native Hmong speakers there, so I downloaded that, went to a Hmong channel. I was like, wow, a lot of Hmong people. So I used all of that, and then I ended up getting this dictionary, and this was all I had for Hmong at first. I just had this dictionary and that website and those chat rooms, and basically I was on that website. They had a lot of phrases. I was learning the phrases, and I had my own technique. I know what I need to learn first and all that good stuff. So I went in that order, learned all those keywords, the interrogators, all that stuff, and then I went to the chat room to try it out, you know, on the native speakers, and it worked. And while I was like speaking with those native speakers, like they would type back to me in Hmong, and if there was something I didn't understand, I would write it down, and then I would study it, and then I would use it once I get back to the battlefield. So that's how I was learning Hmong. I was just copying stuff down, what I didn't understand, and would go back and use it again. So that's what you can do. And I think if it was me, if I had a native speaker, let's say Hmong, and I just had this dictionary, I can have a native speaker and just ask them certain things and just write it down. Actually, I did that for Wolof when I first started learning that language. I was working at a gas station. They would come up to the store, and I would just ask them how to say certain things, and they would tell me, and I would write it down. And then every time they came up there, different Wolof native speakers, I would just practice it over and over and over. And I was working pretty much every day, and I had a list of things that I was asking them, and I remembered because I kept, you know, using it with them. So I mean, it's harder, but if you have like a good method, you can do that, and it'll work out pretty well. So that's pretty much it. That's all you need to do. If it's a rare language, you know, just try to see if you can find a dictionary and a phrase book, something with phrases in there, so you get an idea on how things are put together and whatnot. And then you can find maybe some novels or a store or whatever, look at it and just study it and see how they're constructing things. You don't really have to study the grammar, you just want to memorize things at first, and then later on it's going to all make sense to you. So that's my advice. That's what I would do. And if anybody else have any other suggestions, that would be appreciated. And yeah, I hope your studies go well with Russian. Russian is a difficult language, but hey, it's just like any other language. If you work hard at it, if you're motivated, you will get the success. You will get the results. So that's it for this video, and let me know if you have any other questions, and good luck with your studies.